Fun fact, when Canine Optima tells a dog to sit, gravity increases by 300%. He once taught a puppy to bark in French, fluently. And yes, Canine Optima can read a dog's mind, but he chooses not to, out of respect for their privacy. Oh, and let's not forget the time he taught a turtle to fetch. It's still bringing the ball back. Give it time, it's a fucking turtle, geez. On top of all that, he hosts webinars that are actually better than his jokes. So there's that.
And the biggest thing I want you to think about here is, how do you say no without invoking feeling? How do you give red light communication without the car accident, without running into the back? Like, how do you, that's the nuances to when I create interruption style communication. Is there's a tightrope there where I'm super compelling and I stop a dog in its tracks. And oftentimes it comes down to the way I communicate. So dogs know when you yell in that conversational tone and that downward pitch discerning tonal quality, like that intonation, that they're in trouble. It invokes fear. Hey, knock it off. Every dog in the room right now, Val is looking up at me like he's about to shit himself. The board and trainer is going, what the fuck did I do? It stopped them in their tracks. Second, let me stop this right here. The functionality of my communication worked. They stopped in their tracks. But if that's your goal, then instead of these discerning intonations, quick and distinct. So instead of, like we talked about in Morse code, instead of dashes, we use dots. Hey, come, quick. Ah. That's always my interruption sound, because it's not enough to invoke fear unless they're super sound sensitive. That's why I use my cues. When I use my cues in my session, you hear me, come, sit down. They're all quick, distinct, compelling. And that also conditions my, because it's the same, but it's different. Good, stop. Green light, red light. And so I can use an interruption cue, leave it. There comes the discerning sound. You don't want that. I avoided the fear and I avoided the anxiety and I sent the message. And guess what I get to do now that the dog's not